Where is the serotonin? I would like to see it. I've been stressed a lot. Like, it's just been over a month straight of like so many little things going wrong. It started with a hole in my tooth and getting sick, and then it was I sprained my ankle, and then I found out I had a bone bruise on the other ankle, and then I developed tendonitis in the other foot, and my dog had a stroke, and my dog had Lyme disease, and my car has completely stopped working twice. Just last night, 5 minutes after I got it back from the dealership and paid $300 on top of the almost $400 I paid for it 2 weeks prior, I thought it was already not working again. And it turned out it was fine, but it's been a lot. And then on top of that, this past week, we had auditions for our next show, Into the Woods, which is also my last musical as a senior at this college. And we had auditions on Sunday and Monday, and then callbacks on Tuesday. And callbacks took 4 hours. We were there until 11 o'clock at night. Waiting for the cast list took the entire rest of the week and was agonizing. That was like a shitty, unintentional joke. Agony. But, you know, my car's not broken currently, and I got cast as the baker's wife. So there's like a little bit of serotonin there. I don't know, I feel like in general, in terms of handling stress and having mental breakdowns, I've come a long way since my freshman year, and even since last year. Because in the past, when I would have like a depressive week, or my freshman year, it was rarely just a week, it was like months at a time. But my freshman year, I would just let myself spiral and sink into it so badly that I would just like not go to any of my classes, and I would just not hand in work, and I would just not get out of bed. I couldn't get out of bed because I was so exhausted and empty, and at the same time filled to the brim with anxiety. And there was a point where I couldn't physically get myself out of bed if I didn't listen to the Petula Clark song I Know a Place on repeat for like an hour straight. That is, in some ways, a coping mechanism, having a song that gets you out of your funk. I don't know, but I feel like I've developed healthier coping mechanisms, which is exciting. But then at the same time, also some less healthy coping mechanisms. I yo-yo back and forth so rapidly between healthy and unhealthy coping mechanisms. Like last night, when I thought that literally 5 minutes after I got my car back from the dealership it was screwed already, I went to Target and I spent $15 on slime. I don't have $15 to spend on slime right now because I just got paid yesterday, and over a third of my paycheck went towards my car, and I have to pay my credit card bill coming up. I need to get an oil change. I have less than a quarter of a tank of gas left in my car, but my brain was screaming. I was restless. I like felt like I was gonna cry, but I wasn't actually like on the verge of tears, and I like at the same time like paralyzed but also like antsy. I was just laying in my bed staring at the ceiling going, oh my god, like I don't know what to do with myself. And so instead of isolating myself, which used to be my instinctual thing, is I would isolate myself, I would not talk to anyone, I thought I shouldn't be alone right now, and I reached out to my friends, and then I ended up going to Target with them, and I bought slime, and that's retail therapy. This is like kind of like a stim toy. I don't know, I need to do stuff with my hands a lot of the time, so like this is a purchase that makes sense, but like purchases that don't make sense is like last week when my car crapped out again, and they gave me a rental car to replace it because they couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. Last week when my brain went crazy pants, I decided to go shopping and I bought a makeup palette. I don't need a makeup palette. I bought it for colors that I don't wear, but I wanted it, so I bought it. And then it's like these slightly less destructive but still not healthy coping mechanisms are replacing my older really bad ones. Like I struggle so much with binge eating, and that used to be my absolute go-to. It was very dangerous moving into a dorm for me, knowing that there's a vending machine a straight shot from my door. Like, that was a big issue for me freshman year, and I gained a lot of weight from that, and then that would also make me feel worse about myself because everything I put in my body immediately made me hate myself. Sometimes I still, like, there's a lot to be said for comfort food, but there's levels to it. I went out to my car this morning sure that it was going to be immobilized again, and I thought to myself, if it isn't immobilized, I will reward myself for this stress by going to Wawa. And I did, but instead of like getting a bunch of junk, I got a coffee, and then I got myself buttered bread. And I listened to Power of Two by the Indigo Girls on repeat for about 10 minutes. The music on repeat thing, I think, is honestly one of my healthiest coping mechanisms. I also journal. That's a good one too, but that's more of it has to be not a high level crazy pants brain crisis, because if I'm freaking out, I can't write. Songs that I have played on repeat for hours to get my brain to function. I really like Petula Clark, but I Know a Place in particular. How Will I Know by Whitney Houston. Power of Two, Indigo Girls. Also Virginia Woolf by the Indigo Girls. One of Dodie's newest songs, Boys Like You, is that the name of it? Gonna eat my bread, sip my coffee, and play with my slime, and get myself to function, because there's 3 weeks left in the semester before winter break. I don't have any real finals. I hope you find some serotonin.